There's a reason why Barcelona has been keeping an eye on Nico Williams for so long. Steamrolled Atletico with a 4-0 aggregate. It was a complete show. Nico had become the official executioner of Spain's giants. But greatness comes at a price. In the league match at the Metropolitano, Atletico fans took out their frustration on him. Nico was subjected to racist abuse, a stain on what should have been a celebration of football.
Directamente me he dirigido hacia mi hermano porque sabía que si mi hermano no se suele encarar con nadie de la grada. Le han hecho la onomatopeya del mono, entonces mi hermano ha reaccionado. Creo que al final este tipo de cosas no se tienen que ver en los terrenos de juego ni en la vida en general. Creo que estamos dando pasos para acabar con esta lacra, pero es cierto que el árbitro está muy bien interviniendo, poniendo ese mensaje por megafonía. Aún así creo que la gente le recriminaba no sé qué a mi hermano pitándole cada vez que tenía el balón. No entiendo muy bien esos actos. Creo que la gente tiene que pitar al que insulta, no a la víctima. Creo que así daríamos un mensaje de basta al racismo y es lo que intentamos pelear todos, ¿no? Que la gente venga aquí a disfrutar de lo que es el fútbol.
The referee stopped the game and messages over the loudspeakers condemned the behaviour. Both coaches, Valverde and Simeone, publicly defended Nico. And then came the climax, the Copa del Rey final. 40 years of waiting. 40 years without lifting the trophy. Nico played all 120 minutes, serving as the team's offensive engine and emotional core. The match went to penalties, and Athletic won, Copa champions. Champions of a dream that had lasted generations. And Nico, symbol of a new era, was a cornerstone of the club's most important title in decades. His impact didn't end there. In La Liga, his consistency helped Athletic secure 5th place, sending them back to Europe via the UEFA Europa League. Week after week, Nico proved he wasn't just a national promise. He was ready for the next level. At 21, he was no longer an emerging gem. He was one of the most lethal wingers in Europe, and everyone knew it. Euro 2024 wasn't just another tournament for Nico Williams. It was his moment of coronation, the tournament where the world stopped seeing him as just an athletic club talent and started recognising him as a full-blown international superstar. At only 22, Nico became one of the main attacking engines of Spain's new era under Luis de la Fuente, driving La Roja to their 4th European title with swagger, skill and determination. From the group stage, Nico showed his talent was ready for the biggest stage. In the second match against Italy, he unleashed havoc on the left wing that left lasting scars. Giovanni Di Lorenzo, a Euro 2021 champion, endured a nightmare. Nico attacked him over and over, beat him mercilessly, and exposed him in front of the whole continent. That night, Nico attempted 11 dribbles, delivered 5 crosses, created 4 clear chances, and caused the only goal of the game, a lightning-quick dribble and low cross that forced Calafiori's own goal. His dominance was so overwhelming that only Musiala matched his total number of dribbles attempted during the tournament. In fact, Nico registered the highest number of dribbles ever attempted by a Spanish player in a Euro since 1980, 37 in total, surpassing legends like Lobo Carrasco and even his own teammate Lamine Yamal. But if there was one match that truly symbolised Nico Williams' official breakthrough, it was the round of 16 clash against Georgia. That day, Nico made tournament history. He became the first player born in the 21st century to score, assist and complete 100% of his passes in a single Euro match. He assisted Rodri for the opening goal and then sealed the victory with a strike of his own. He didn't miss a single pass, 46 out of 46 completed, had 5 shots on target, successfully dribbled past his marker 3 times and delivered 4 key passes, a complete imperial performance. And yet, his crowning moment was still to come. In the final against England, Nico scored the opening goal, setting Spain on the path to the title. That goal made him the second youngest player to ever score in a Euro final, 22 years and 2 days, just behind Pietro Anastasi in 1968. He finished the tournament with 2 goals, 1 assist, and a wave of chaos that couldn't be fully captured in stats. He didn't win the tournament MVP or the Best Young Player award. Those went to Rodri and Lamine Yamal, but he was rightfully named in Opta's Euro team of the tournament as one of the best 11. When he lifted the Henri Delaunay trophy, Nico wasn't just touching the sky, he was proving that he was here to stay. His summer had been a masterclass in consistency, talent and maturity, and the world took notice. The transfer rumours exploded quickly. His name was immediately linked with FC Barcelona, where fans dreamt of seeing him in a Blaugrana shirt. Images of him wearing the Barca jersey, even with Rafinha's number, spread like wildfire.
Bueno, comentando esto de esta camiseta, hasta comenté en Instagram, porque en mi opinión fue un poco gracioso y una broma un poco de mal gusto, en mi opinión. Al final creo que la gente tiene que respetar a los jugadores que están en el club. Estamos ahí durante toda la temporada haciendo nuestro mejor y al final ver una foto como esta no te sale muy bien. A mí no me ha salido bien porque al final siento que fue un poco de falta de respeto conmigo, con mi trabajo, haciendo no mi mejor en su opinión, pero que fue una falta de respeto,
Social media flooded with edits, rumours and expert commentary, but Nico was crystal clear. He shut every door.
¿Qué ha habido de real? ¿En algún momento te has planteado salir del Athletic?
Bueno, al final siempre es bueno, ¿no? que grandes equipos tengan tu nombre en su agenda. Eso significa que estás haciendo las cosas muy bien. Pero bueno, siempre he tenido claro que quería estar aquí en el Atleti. Al final, desde bien pequeño he estado aquí. Yo creo que es un sentimiento diferente que no se ve en otros clubes. Pero bueno, con mucha ilusión de poder hacer las cosas bien, de intentar hacer lo máximo posible por este club y bueno, a seguir.
Barca's sporting director Deco confirmed publicly that the player showed no intention of joining the club.
Nico era més interessant pel Barça la temporada pasada que no aquesta?
La verdad que la temporada pasada teníamos dos jugadores que podían mejorar el equipo. Uno de ellos era Nico, otro era Dani Olmo. Pero no es que la prioridad, las cosas son como son, los momentos van como van. Pero Dani, desde el primer momento, demostró que quería venir a Barça, que estaba deseando venir a Barça, que quería ser parte del proyecto. Yo creo que por eso la cosa ha sido más fácil.
Nico no.
Nico no ha sido así y la cosa se tardó más, se alargó más y ya no se pudo hacer.
He was the most coveted signing of the summer. Everyone kept asking him about a possible move.
Ya había mucho foco sobre ti porque habías sido como una de las estrellas de la Eurocopa, ¿no? Como momento súper pico de mediático y tal, y de pronto la movida del fichaje, claro, ahí final de verano difícil, ¿eh?
Sí, difícil. Encima los cabrones de Lamin, Valde y toda esta gente no ayudaban, ¿eh?
¿Qué decían?
Buah, vente ya, hermano, vente ya.
¿Y tú qué les decías?
Ya, yo os diré.
Claro.
After a Euro that catapulted him to superstardom, the 2024 to 2025 season turned out to be one of the most difficult of Nico Williams' young career. At first glance, the numbers seem solid. 11 goals across La Liga, Europe and the Copa del Rey, more than the previous season, and with better frequency. One every 285 minutes compared to one every 341 minutes the year before. As a finisher, Nico had evolved. He had become more clinical, more lethal in front of goal. But behind that shine, there were shadows that began to dim his triumphant narrative. His playmaking impact dropped drastically, from 18 assists in 2023-24 to just 7 in all of 2024-25, a severe decline. He went from assisting every 152 minutes to every 447, too steep a drop to ignore. Heat maps revealed that he was still active in the same zones, even more present on the left flank, but something had changed. Was it a lack of inspiration? A collective slump? Poor finishing from teammates? Probably a bit of everything. On top of that, opponents had done their homework. Nico began to face double, even triple, marking, which severely limited his dribbling and isolated him during big games. Defences didn't just respect him, they feared him, and while that speaks volumes about his impact, it also came at a price. Still, he delivered when it counted. He scored crucial goals against Roma and Rangers in Europe, proving he still showed up when it mattered. But the spotlight dimmed during one of the most anticipated matches of the year, the second leg against Manchester United at Old Trafford, where Athletic needed to overturn a 0-3 deficit. Nico wasn't there, not because of a coaching decision or rest. He was injured, suffering from pubalgia that had been bothering him for weeks. Yet in the media and public opinion, an unfair narrative began to spread, that of the star who disappears on the big stage. Despite his ups and downs with Athletic during the 2024-25 season, Nico remained pure gold with the Spanish national team. Every time he wore the red shirt, he came back to life. He was a different player, sharper, more connected, more dangerous. And it wasn't just a matter of perception, the data backed it up. In the Nations League, he scored a stunner against the Netherlands, and in the semi-finals against France, he netted another crucial goal and delivered a pinpoint assist to Pedri. His performance was sublime, even in a tough final against Portugal, where he posted a 92% pass accuracy, an extraordinary number for a winger who lives on the edge of the dribble. And that's when things started to become clear to many. Barca's players brought out the best in him. Pedri offered him clean passing lanes, Lamine drew defenders away, and Dani Olmo connected with him fluidly. But more importantly, Nico also elevated Lamine, opening lanes, overlapping on the outside, dragging markers, and creating space only a selfless player can provide. They were complementary, and in football, that's gold. Then came the summer of 2025.
Opinión, no como información.
Ah, vale. Que no ficharías a Williams.
No, bueno. Claro
Por lo que ha pasado.
Claro que no.
Vale.
Por lo que ha pasado y porque me está demostrando que, que Rafinha ahora es mejor que Williams.
No puc estar més d'acord.
¿Qué ha hecho Nico Williams?
Barca were coming off a monumental season, champions of La Liga, the Copa del Rey, and the Spanish Super Cup. Flick had built a formidable team, but the board knew they needed one more piece to dominate in Europe. Two names started making the rounds as potential reinforcements on the left wing, since in theory, Nico was no longer an option for Barca. Luis Diaz and Marcus Rashford. Both were established stars, both high-profile, expensive signings. It looked like Nico would be left out again, that he wasn't even on the radar. But everything changed quickly. First, the signing of Joan Garcia was announced, and then Laporta released a statement.
Estem a punt de fer un fitxatge que serà imminent.
Com?
I segurament doncs, també podrem fer un altre fitxatge que estem molt il·lusionats a la seva incorporació.
Nico, who had rejected Barca a year earlier, urgently requested a meeting with his agent. He wanted to speak with Deco. He wanted to know if the door was still open. He wanted to know if, now, finally, he could wear the Blaugrana. Within days, the story had changed completely.
El Barça ha fichado a Juan García, pero trabaja muy fuerte en la operación Nico Williams. Todo ha cambiado la semana pasada, el viernes, cuando ha habido reunión entre la gente de Nico Williams y el Barça. Un mensaje muy claro del jugador: quiere ir al Barça. El contrato, el sueldo no van a ser un problema para Nico Williams al Barça. Todo ha cambiado en un año, porque al final el jugador el verano pasado estaba en la lista del Barça. La operación no se dio, el jugador no dio su luz verde a la operación desde hace un año. Ahora es diferente. Nico quiere ir al Barça. Nico de momento no acepta la propuesta del Bayern, el interés también del Arsenal de Mikel Arteta, porque quiere dar prioridad al Barça. Quiere ir al Barça.
The signing of Nico Williams is now practically a done deal. There's a full agreement between the player and FC Barcelona, a contract until June 2031, with a net salary between 7 and 8 million euros per year. A clear sign of absolute confidence, a long-term commitment, and proof that this signing isn't just a temporary fix. It's a strategic move to build the future of the left wing at Camp Nou. But here comes the shadow. La Liga's 1-to-1 financial rule is unforgiving. The club must generate immediate income if they want to register new signings without restrictions. And although Nico is wanted, he's not officially a Barca player yet because of this financial hurdle. The situation is complex. Almost the entire squad is considered non-transferable. Koundé, Kubarsi, Balde, Pedri, Gavi, Rafinha and Yamal are untouchable for Flick. Even Frenkie de Jong, after years of uncertainty, is now closer to renewing than leaving. So where will Deco find the money? The options are painful. Ronald Araujo, a defensive cornerstone, has seen his market value drop. Although his release clause could be activated for 60 million euros in early July, selling him would damage the defensive structure Flick has built. Still, it's a viable option. Then there's Ansu Fati, a once promising talent who never fully took off. He seemed close to a move to Monaco, but his high salary is stalling the talks. The French club is unwilling to meet his wage demands, so the deal is cooling off. His departure is uncertain. And then, the most painful case, Marc-Andre ter Stegen. With the arrival of Joan Garcia and Flick's new tactical preferences, the German has been pushed aside. The coach wants a goalkeeper who's more agile with his feet and braver off his line. Iñaki Peña is already on his way out, but if ter Stegen no longer has a guaranteed role, his departure may be sealed too. Plus, his salary, over 10 million euros net per season, makes him a prime candidate to free up wage space. There are smaller options too. Pau Victor, Pablo Torre, and even academy product Fermin could be loaned out. But none of these exits would generate the financial boost needed to unlock Nico's registration. Still, once Nico becomes officially part of Barca, the next big question will be, what happens to Rafinha? With Nico Williams' arrival, Barca isn't just signing a player, they're signing a possibility, a new order, a shift in their attacking paradigm. Nico isn't here to replace anyone, he's here to enhance the team. His coexistence with Rafinha isn't just possible, it's strategic. Flick has already shown he's not afraid of tactical shifts. In multiple matches, Rafinha played as the third man in midfield, a vertical playmaker who enters the box, distributes and shoots from distance. In that setup, Nico could take over his natural habitat, the left wing, where he terrorises defences with his dribbling and pace. Statistically, the contrast is clear. Nico averaged 97.7 dribbles in the 2024-25 season, nearly double that of Rafinha, He's a classic winger, one-on-one specialist, disruptive and a constant threat. His presence alone demands double coverage. That in turn frees up players like Lamine Yamal, who already benefited from Nico's presence in the Spanish national team. Nico out wide, Yamal cutting inside. Both wingers also attack space off the ball, something Flick values highly for transitions and breaking down low blocks. With Nico, the German coach gains not only a dagger on the left, but also an offensive wildcard that enables multiple tactical formations. One of those changes could affect Dani Olmo, who might transition into a false nine role, especially as Lewandowski enters the final year of his contract. Olmo's versatility allows him to play as a playmaker, winger or centre forward, though he'd likely lose some prominence. But he's not the only one. The overcrowded midfield forces flick to rethink roles for players like Fermin and Gavi. Fermin, tempted by offers like Bayern's, has decided to stay, but he'll need to carve out his role. Gavi, once back from injury, will be fighting for minutes in an area overloaded with talent. Then there's Alejandro Balde. So far, he's been responsible for holding the width on the left since Rafinha tends to drift inside. With Nico occupying the wing, Balde could now attack more centrally, playing as an inverted fullback. But he would lose the defensive cover Rafinha provided, which means he'll need to be even more disciplined. Meanwhile, giving rest to key figures becomes essential. Lamine Yamal and Rafinha each logged over 4,500 minutes, a staggering workload. With Nico, Barca gains not just a quality rotation player for La Liga, Champions League and Copa del Rey, but also a crucial tool to preserve the health of their stars. Above all, Flick gains something game-changing: variability. The ability to switch systems, adapt to different tactical scenarios, and avoid depending on a single formula. Nico isn't just a signing, he's the beginning of a wider, more dangerous, more unpredictable Barca.